Happy Friday. Welcome into the right side. I am.
Sorry.
Wow. Hello.
I tried to get it in after you said the right side.
I am Amy Beth Shaver with Allison Sinclair and JP. We probably could have started the show at 8:30 this morning and still have things to talk about. It is going to be a show for the ages. It not only is Friday, we have a fun guest on to do a little history conversation. You've never met him. I have never met him. JP has. It is going to be great. We have JP on sports. We have Clown World. Could you believe all the Clown World things I found this week, JP? I was getting on my nerves.
I have to say today's a pretty good Clown World.
Is it just, are we just jumping the shark? Like it's just stupid
Yeah,
at this point.
just-
Do you know what that
is
means,
good.
JP?
I've heard the metaphor. Remind me again what that means.
Remember?
Like going for it?
Well, no, in Happy Days. Do you remember the show Happy Days?
Oh, no.
I loved Happy Days. I watched it with my mom on Saturday night.
Do you know who the Fonz is?
Friday night.
I think so, maybe.
Sunday, Monday, Happy Days.
Tell me who the Fonz
Tuesday,
Oh.
is.
Wednesday.
JP.
Okay, I'm just gonna have to show
It's
you during
fine.
the break.
Yeah, we'll show you jumping the shark.
But in one of the episodes, the Fonz is water skiing and he jumps over a shark in the water.
Yeah.
And that's the metaphor when okay, we've just moved into the ridiculous. Like that would never happen. This is stupid.
Oh, now that you say that, I think we've had Phil and I had this exact conversation one show about the jumping the shark. So yes, now I remember.
Welcome to the club.
All right, so we've jumped the shark already. There is quite a bit of news even to just get started with. We have the montage. We have a mini. Does everybody have a mini 3 story to kick the day off?
I do.
Did you get my clip? I know you did. I shouldn't even ask you that question. I'm going to stop right now. Everyone, I'm sorry if that causes you unease. When I say, do you know? Of course, he always gets it. But there's that. And ta-da, I'm waiting for JP on Sports so that we can discuss basketball.
Okay, hold on.
I haven't even looked.
I have to say this.
Your
real quick.
bracket is busted.
Let me just air my grievance real quick because I was doing so much better. I was catching up to Sinclair. And guys like 50, 60, inching towards 70. And I was like, I'm coming for that first place. And then my champion lost last night.
Chris's champion lost as well.
Houston lost.
Is
He had
Amy Beth in
Arkansas.
the lead?
No, I
No.
think. Let me look.
Mm-mm.
But
I
yeah.
couldn't bear to look. What? I'm the last, aren't I?
You were in last time I checked.
Thank you.
Right now, Allison's still in first at 73. I'm behind her at 67.
Stop.
I'm at 67, but my champ is gone. And then Amy Beth's at 35.
How many possible points do
Typical.
we each?
Oh, man.
What's our max?
Yup. Allison's possible is 1420. Amy Beth's is 1510.
Oh.
And mine's 1050 now because my champ is gone.
You
So
are dueling. You are dueling no matter what.
I'm pretty much lost. Yeah.
With
It's either you
Dueling with water pistols.
airsoft guns.
I'm really disappointed. Like, I normally pick
It's a food fight.
close to a champion.
food fight.
Like, even if I struggle at first, my champ normally is in it to like the final 4. I think this is the earliest my champ has ever been knocked out.
Chris was very bummed last night when Arkansas got blown out. Also,
Ew.
Will Wade going back to LSU.
That's
What
a story.
a biscuit.
That's a story.
We'll talk about that later. Anyway, I'm so excited it's Friday. And you guys, one movie recommendation before we move into the mini 3, if I may. Is it okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. You ever have those movies that your husband's like, I really want to watch this movie, and you're like,
Yes.
ugh, no.
Yes.
But he rom-commed it for me a couple weeks ago, which ended up being great. Solo Mio. Great family, great movie. Solo Mio. Then, for weeks, he's been wanting to watch the movie called Mercy. I think it's Chris Pratt.
Oh,
He's in the chair and he's got 90 minutes to solve his wife's murder that he's accused of. It's about AI. It's about murder. It is a mystery. Do not look at what the all fussy people gave it. The audience score is a good score. It was unexpectedly good. I'm bummed out. I can't just go back and watch it again.
is it on the Netflix or
Probably. I never know.
You don't know. Okay, so just search it.
Yeah, just put in Mercy. And I don't like sci-fi, but this wasn't as sci-fi. It was just a good story.
I love Chris Pratt too.
And I think I know it's Chris Pratt. Excellent. It was an excellent movie because at the beginning you are dialed in that he has murdered his wife. And
But
an
it's
AI judge,
Oh,
who is
Oh.
also one of my favorite actresses. She's amazing, is the judge. And it just is presenting a problem that could really be a problem in a couple of years
Wow.
if AI goes the way it's going to go. And so just gather the family round. If you hate it, it's all my fault. If you love it, you're welcome. But it was good. It was good, guys.
I heard the movie. I don't even know the name of it. It's in theaters.
That guy
Hail Mary.
is a triumph.
What? It's not called Hail Mary.
It's called Hail Mary. I think it's
It
called Hail
is?
Mary. I think
Ryan
it is.
Gosling. Let's.
it's
I've heard
embarrassing how much
so-
out of the loop I am on movies and theaters. It's Ave Maria.
Ave Maria.
Oh no, it's 2012.
Yeah, no, it's Ryan Gosling and something Mary.
Yeah, Project Hail Mary
Project Hail Mary.
with Ryan Gosling.
Okay, I've heard from several people, not related, that it is a very, very good movie.
Chris came home yesterday and said the same thing.
Okay.
He had heard the same thing. I'm like, are you saying we might actually go to the theater?
The theater.
And we may go to the theater.
Go get
It
the
may be a
heated
little bit of
seats, man.
time. Man, the reclining seats are,
Bring a blanket.
yeah. Food, I don't know. Reclining seats, thumbs up. Anywho, just recommendations for your weekend. Okay. Done. Period. Moving on. A mini 3. What happened while we were away? Right quick.
Oh wait, yeah, we gotta do the sound effect.
JP.
Do you want me to go first?
Yes.
Okay. Let me pull up my story here. So, with all the talk and the outrage from Democrats about, ICE being in airports, did y'all see that an ICE agent actually saved a baby's life yesterday at JFK? Did y'all hear that story? Yeah,
No, that's a good story.
it is. Yeah, it says ICE. This is from Fox News. ICE agent saves life of unresponsive child in TSA line at JFK Airport.
That's incredible.
Can you expand on what happened?
Yeah, I'm trying to pull up the story here. I think but yeah, it's like not only are they making the lines faster, but also they are literally saving babies' lives at the airport. So I'm waiting to hear a valid reason from liberals other than they hate ICE and hate Trump as to why it's a bad thing that they're at these airports. But see if I can find a full story here. Okay, it says Department of Homeland Security shared a video on social media Wednesday, which it says shows an immigration and customs enforcement agent performing the Heimlich maneuver on an unresponsive infant at JFK Airport in New York City.
Wow.
Here's a quote from DHS. This heroic officer immediately sprang into action, rushing towards the cries, taking the child and performing the Heimlich maneuver that restored the infant's breathing after nearly 2 minutes. This officer's extraordinary bravery embodies the selfless service of DHS law enforcement.
Oh my.
It says ICE officers have been deployed to 14
Wow.
airports so far, and that 500 agents would be deployed to airports in New York City. So yeah,
I love it when this kind of situation created a beautiful PR moment for ICE.
exactly. That's my thoughts.
That's-
Exactly.
I mean, how about also a visual demonstration of what happens when you follow the law and mind your own business? No one bothers you. Huh. I'm just saying.
I mean, okay. I'm so happy the ICE agent saved this child, but what was everybody else around them doing for 2 minutes?
That's such
That's a
a
good
good
point.
question.
Because, like, for the baby
Panicking.
Heimlich maneuver, don't you just like dump them over and
That happened to me when I was 3, but I wasn't
you have?
If you want me
I
to,
had a
to-
gumball stuck in my throat.
oh wow,
I was choking. So you're right. What were people doing?
if y'all want me to find or download the video and play it, we
I'd
can.
probably cry.
Yeah, I didn't know if
So
we
could
wanted to play it,
Mm-mm.
but
She's probably tough enough to watch it. I'm not.
I mean, it ends well, but we don't have to watch it.
We
So
can-
hopeful. So hopeful.
it may be traumatic. I understand, but yeah,
I bet you don't. Okay, that's fine. We won't. I get it. I cried all the dog giving to Humane Society commercials, so maybe we shouldn't watch it.
You and my husband, y'all's temperament, y'all are so similar. It is wild. Anyway,
Can like
the dog videos get him too.
Yeah.
people getting shot up doesn't really bother me,
Mm-mm.
but you mess with the dogs.
I'll watch
Why is
replays.
that?
I'll watch replays of dudes breaking their legs, like, and
Yes.
like none of that. Yeah. If there's one to get
Animals
me,
don't talk back.
if there's one thing, it'd be animals.
People do.
I think that's it.
Want to punch people in the face sometimes. Like, shut up.
I think that's it.
Okay, Sinclair.
I just, y'all, the Senate just passed a bill that funds DHS, but completely cuts out ICE. So, that great Senator John Thune, our fearless leader, gonna pass the SAVE Act, gonna bring it to the floor. We're gonna do what a biscuit rhino.
Yeah.
Rhino. Total traitor. This is Ryan Fournier. Completely caved when we needed border enforcement the most. Now it goes to the House, and House Republicans better step it up and grow a spine and kill this disastrous bill we are watching.
Mm.
What do we have? And nobody in the Senate can get this done. Are they all compromised? I mean, John
Yes.
Thune is such a disappointment.
Oh yeah.
He is. If you looked up in the old-fashioned dictionary and looked up the word regret or disaster, his picture would be in both places.
That's impressive.
Am I wrong?
the
That's
wrong
really
ways.
good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, he's from my home state of Pennsylvania. Come on, John Thune. Actually, we're going to call him Tune.
John
The-
Thune.
The Oon.
Like
John
Tom with
the
an
Oon.
H.
Yeah. What?
Yeah. I'll just say this. I don't know how much different it would be, because really when you see the majority that we have in the Senate, it's really not a majority, because 5 of them are like
That's true.
the worst. But I guarantee you
Yeah.
it'd be a lot different if Rick Scott was the majority leader and not Thune.
It is. You know what? If we had oh my word, that could be fun.
Uh-oh.
There's a little graphic with like the worst 5 and just put underneath in big letters. No, if you put captured, people would think they're captured and
Like,
they're off
go
the
save
FBI's
them.
most wanted. Yeah. We need to find
Rhino.
okay, Rhino. Something to make it hideous to be on this list. We need a list. We need anyway.
We have whiteboards.
We do have whiteboards, and you're
Bring
right. We
'em
need to
out.
get them out. But I don't write well. Like I type, but my handwriting is horrible. So you're gonna have to do it, or I'll get
mine's
Molly
worse.
to make us beautiful
Yeah,
because she has teacher handwriting.
that's not me. I have doctor handwriting.
Yeah,
Oh,
I've-
all of our handwriting suck.
Yeah.
That's not good.
terrible. Like let us voice text you a note. Don't make us write a note. It's why my handwriting was so easy to plagiarize for my kids in school when they needed really bad paper signed. It's just scratch it out.
Didn't do it.
You're going to
Yeah.
get CPS and ABS and dishonest, but thank God school's over for my people. All right, JP, this one really got my goat. It really did. And it'll get your goat too. This is what happens.
What
when
does
that
that mean?
Well, I don't know. Let's look it up.
That's the first time I've ever heard that.
You've
Honest
never
with you.
heard "get my goat."
You-
It probably means
JP.
somebody stole your goat.
Get someone's goat just means irritate someone.
All right.
Yeah, but I mean, why a goat? I'm gonna get your cow.
What does get your goat mean?
Or where did it originate from?
Ireland.
Hold on, we'll get there. I'm gonna get your sheep. Really gets my sheep.
It likely originated in the early 1900s, suggesting that stealing a calming goat from a high-strung racehorse's stall would cause the horse and its owner to lose their composure, similar to the French phrase "prendre la chèvre." So the horse racing theory is the most popular.
We need a goat.
So the goats calm the horse.
Apparently.
Yeah, they were given a companion goat to calm their nerves,
Allegedly.
allegedly, to calm their nerves in the stall. And
Okay.
says rivals would steal the goat or get the goat on race day to make the horse nervous, anxious, and more likely to lose.
So Amy Beth was nervous, anxious, and fired up,
Mhm.
but she won't lose. She's not
She
a
ain't a
loser.
loser.
I'm not a loser.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
But what got your goat?
JP?
Oh, there's video.
Hey everybody, Tim Burchett. I don't know if y'all saw it or not, but Jimmy Kimmel took a shot at Mark Wayne Mullin because he's a plumber. Well, the truth is he left school because his daddy got sick to run that business. And he took it upon himself to make fun of Mark Wayne for that. And to me, that shows the complete irony and the double standard of a lot of the Democrats and the leftists in this country. They claim to be the working man's friend, but yet at first opportunity, they make fun of one that's achieved some incredible success in this world. You know, Jimmy, you're the type of guy that's going to throw a rock over a fence and run home and hide behind your mama's skirt. And that's exactly what you're doing. You hide around, you say those things so you can run your little circle of influence. And you're a guy that got his start on a TV show that showed a bunch of young girls jumping up and down on trampolines of all things.
JP, do you not remember me telling you about hot girls and
I do remember.
yes.
Yeah. You know what's funny?
I knew you'd like that.
That is awesome.
That was like, I think our first couple of weeks doing this show, we talked about that.
Hot
Jimmy
girls on
Kimmel's-
trampolines.
Yeah, Jimmy Kimmel's old show.
Uh-huh. So we did talk about that.
Yeah.
So I thought that was multi-layered. I thought it appealed to many, most
That's good.
especially my friend right here, my partner in crime. There's two partners in crime, but he's over there. But I do think it is ironic, and I would like to keep that clip at the ready because that is exactly what is wrong. And I will also say on the right as well, if you're with certain people, they also look down on anyone who hasn't gone to traditional college. Meanwhile, it's basically brain rot unless you know exactly what you want to do and you're not easily led. And none of us sent children to school that are easily led. So we're okay.
By the way,
Mainly.
I was say real quick, if you want to hear Jimmy Kimmel's comments, it'll be in the montage.
Oh,
but they're
are
pretty
you
in-
serious?
Mhm.
So I just think that is absolutely outrageous that a multi-millionaire like Jimmy Kimmel would make fun of another multi-millionaire. I think Mark Wayne oversees 150 employees. His business is wildly successful. But the reason he couldn't go to college, Jimmy Kimmel, was because he had to sacrifice for his family. So you can take your job and shove it.
Where the sun don't shine.
That's right. Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you.
Fancy Hollywood Hills.
Get out.
Biscuit.
Clock it.
Ruiner.
Let's-
Hey, you know what? Remember the story yesterday about Connor
Yes.
and the gazelle that ran after him?
Yeah. The gazelle, aka hot girl.
The hot blonde from Bama. So Connor is a project manager for a $10 billion company. Okay. But when they asked what he did, he said, I'm in construction. I work on a job site in Demopolis.
Oh man, that only upped the hotness.
Seriously, she told her friend when we left, she said, that's who I need. I need a good old blue collar guy. And she got up and took off when she saw him round in the corner.
Boy, don't tell her. Don't tell her. She needs to still think that because blue collar guys are the backbone
Hey, they've
of this
texted.
country. What?
Yeah, I just asked Connor this morning. I said, have you all talked? And he said, yes. He didn't say if it was good or bad. But anyway, the other thing that when you played that, it reminded me of Chris Kringle talking on the House floor about Guy Hunt.
Chris Pringle.
God.
I know, but I call him Chris
Ah, okay.
Kringle.
I thought you generally.
Yes. Keep going.
It's
there's a song I've got.
He's totally going after Guy Hunt for being a normal, average Alabamian. Like, no, I'm not polished. I don't wear suits and ties every day, and I don't hang out with the elite class. That's exactly who I thought we wanted. It's why Jared Hudson is killing it in the Senate race, because he's not in a suit with perfectly coiffed hair every day, and he's not in the political class, and he doesn't run in this elite group of people. I mean, that is what people want. They want normal people. What was Donald Trump? Okay, he was rich, but he wasn't a politico. He says
Right.
things that are raw and unpolished. But why do we have to go after the guy who is a plumber and worked his fanny off to provide for his family? Like, that's terrible.
Yeah. But going along with that, he was a plumber however many years ago. And let's leave out the fact, Senator, by the way, I looked up his net worth. It's between 2 to 9 million, which I don't care who you are. You don't become a millionaire if you're not impressive, or a senator for that matter. But they exclude all of what he's done now. Oh, but back then he was a plumber. Great. So we have a plumber working on, we have a millionaire senator who I think will be great. I understand there's been, concerns about his anger issues, whatever, but he's obviously qualified. Okay. So trying to knock him because he used to be a plumber and leave out everything that makes him qualified is just, it's elitist.
It is elitist. It is unbelievable. And also, by the way, when it comes to Mark Wayne and his anger issues, he knows how to channel them because he's an MMA fighter or whatever he does fighting. Like, at least he's smart enough to know where to channel that. His ears suggest he's real clear. So for the rest of the people up there who don't know how to channel it, except into, stock trading and taking as much time off as possible. And then here we have somebody who is a working man. That is to be respected. It is just unbelievable how double-minded people like Jimmy Kimmel are, because elitists exist on both sides. But for him to do that is ridiculous. Is it not cool anymore that AOC was a bartender, or is it because she's a bartender for the right side? And you don't like it?
That doesn't mean us.
It's just not us.
That would be cool.
We're not in her right side, but the side that they go, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'll just say this. I want my DHS secretary to have cauliflower ears like he does.
I do too.
He's got some good cauliflower
He's
ears.
going to protect us. Like a woman's inherent need for protection. We say yes to you, Mark Wayne Mullin. Also, just an aside, if anybody listens to Stephen Wilson Jr., do you listen to him? He's the new country singer. He's married to the Cranberries girl, the Kiss Me girl.
You have to let it linger.
Anyway, he is phenomenal. He has a song out right now called Gary. And he talks about that we need more Garys. There aren't enough of the working men and women with cigarettes glued to their lip, killing themselves for their family. Like, I'll play it for you in halftime. Unbelievable song about this very subject. Jimmy Kimmel, zip it.
Let me just say this. Mark Wayne Mullin, by the way, this is ironic, endorsed Jared Hudson for Senate. This is early on in the campaign.
Oh, wow.
Guess who endorsed Barry Moore?
Who?
John Thune.
Wait, no, you said their name wrong. John Thune.
Thune.
Who
would you rather have their endorsement?
Mark Wayne.
I mean, yeah.
We're about to go on a break, but that's a good discussion to have later on.
Well, the Senate race has been in the news. We probably need to cover it a little more.
Yeah, we haven't talked about it yet because we haven't actually since the other forum that we did.
Well, we talked about the poll yesterday, but that was pretty much it.
Okay,
and we played the Steve ad.
About after our montage. Let's make sure we get back to that because that's an important discussion because the race is basically really close, and you've got to figure out who you want.
Do that on the other side, or montage, JP.
We'll figure out the order. We'll do both.
It'll be a surprise. We'll be back.
Time with Pamela Casey, candidate for Alabama Attorney General.
Pamela started her career in the Attorney General's office in Alabama and became the Assistant Attorney General and then later on the Deputy Attorney General.
Pamela then became elected District Attorney of Blount County and was reelected in 2016 and in 2022.
In this interview, we discuss what makes her qualified for the role as Attorney General in Alabama and get to know her, her background, and even some fun questions just to get to know Pamela as a person.
We hope you enjoy the following conversation with Pamela Casey. Welcome. We are joined by District Attorney Pamela Casey, who is also running for Attorney General of Alabama. Welcome. How are you?
Good. Thank y'all for having me. It's a beautiful studio you have here.
Thank you. So let's just dive in. What qualifies you to be Alabama's next Attorney General?
Well, I'm the only one in this race that's actually tried a criminal jury trial. I've actually, for the last almost 20 years, have been working on behalf of the state of Alabama, putting killers and predators and human traffickers in prison and protecting our families and our children. I've been in front of the Court of Criminal Appeals, the Court of Civil Appeals, the Alabama Supreme Court, all the federal courts, and really had the ability to handle any job within that AG's office. I actually worked there. That's where I started my career. Assistant Attorney General. I was in capital litigation, our death penalty cases, and violent crimes, so going across the state prior to getting elected DA.
And who was the Attorney General? Was that Troy?
Troy,
King? Yeah.
General King at the time.
Okay. Wow. I did not know that.
I didn't either.
What do you think the biggest weakness in Alabama's criminal justice system is today?
We do not have enough time for me to tell you all the weaknesses.
Okay, we got about 3 minutes for this answer.
3 minutes. Number one, sentencing guidelines has kind of taken over prosecutors and judges' ability to sentence appropriately. So we have these repeat offenders that are continuing to get out. We really fill out a worksheet and you put a number and it tells me, is this a prison in or prison out? And I don't think the public understands this. It's not if you look at the statutes that's written, a Class C felony is a year and a day to 10 years. That's not the way the worksheets work. Your first offense, you are not going to prison, even if you break into someone's home and steal everything that's in their house. Under the worksheets, it doesn't work that way. So that came out in 2013. Those were voluntary, and I voluntarily didn't do them until I was told that I had to do them. And so I think that's one of the main issues affecting the criminal justice system right now is we can't put offenders, especially, and repeat offenders, if you look, somebody can commit multiple crimes before they're eligible to go to prison. And let's say
before they're eligible?
Before they're eligible to go to prison. Nonviolent offenses, you got your burglaries, your thefts, your drug cases. And so what's even more frustrating, let's say you're in non-prison on the worksheets and you get out on community corrections, or let's say you're going to probation and you keep testing positive for drugs. Every time you come in, you're hot for meth. They finally file a revocation. The judge has got to dip you, dunk you before they could ever potentially revoke you. And so I don't think the public understands. We talk about prison overcrowding, and people are saying, oh, there's somebody in prison that just had a little pot on them. I'm going to tell you, I think that's very rare. And if it's because they had just a little pot on them, they probably had a very long priors, habituals to even be eligible, or they could not abide by the rules of probation to keep themselves out of jail. So, I think we've got to work on our sentencing structure. I'm a huge proponent of truth in sentencing. 3 means 3, 5 means 5, 10 means 10, 30 means 30. And I think that would change our prison overcrowding. I think it would change. It would let me tell victims, they're going to be in jail for 3 years or 5 years or 10 years. So I think that's one of the main issues that we currently have with the criminal justice system in Alabama is our sentencing structure.
Can I ask a quick follow-up question?
Yes.
So what makes the difference? Is it just who's filling out? Is it literally just a worksheet?
It's literally a worksheet. So I'm going to circle.
Like a ditto from back in
the
80s?
It gives me a list of the crimes. I circle and it gives me a score and I put it in a little box. And then I come down here and I say, do they have any other priors? 0 to 1 gets a number, 2 to 4 gets a number, 5, and then I give it another little number. And then I add the numbers up at the end, and I have a little book. I flip to the back, and I go, okay, if they scored this number, this is what I can do. They're in or they're out. It would blow your mind. And I'll tell you what else people in Alabama don't understand. I give someone a 15-year sentence. Just this week, I had a sex offender who had a rape second. A rape second would have been eligible for 2 to 20 years. That was off the worksheets, right? Because it was a violent crime. 15 years was the sentence. I got notice he was up for parole after 2 years and 7 months.
What?
Yes, absolutely. 2 years and 7 months up for parole for a rape second and a sodomy second. Absolutely.
And is he out?
No, we'll have a parole hearing. We oppose those, but it comes down to the parole board. The parole board could release them. Now, when he gets out, he'll be a sex offender, but that doesn't stop the fact that there's a victim out there that when you say, and I have to tell my victims, look, 15 doesn't mean 15. You're going to EOS earlier. And so, but it was just another example. It's almost a slap in the face to the law enforcement officers who work it, the prosecutors who work it, and the victim who endured it, for us not to be able to make sure those violent offenders are staying where they need to be.
Wow.
I
Had no idea.
None. I have so many questions and so little time. Okay. Do you think Alabama has an activist judge problem?
So one good thing about Alabama's judges, I think, is that we elect our judges, our local judges. You know, federal court judges are appointed by the president. I've got a really good friend who's on the bench, a federal judge now that we work together with the AG's office. So we have had them. I know that when I was at the AG's office, we would have situations where death penalty cases would sit in federal court on habeas.
Hello and welcome back. We're calling an audible. Who is proud that I even know what that means? Could we have a moment?
Omaha.
We know you know. You're like, you should have been a sports sideline reporter.
That would have
Oh,
been
that is
so
right up Ab's alley.
fun.
She's been
I got that
So
advice
cute.
and I didn't follow it, but that's okay. So thank you, Allison.
it's too late now. You're stuck with us.
Do you
but-
think could I have a reporterette microphone for maybe when I'm feeling it in the moment, and maybe I need to talk to my chickens because I do have videos of my chickens.
I think, do you need to take one of our new cute little lavalier mics that has a little ball on the end?
You guys,
home,
there would
and
be
you
no
could do-
stopping me if that's okay with you.
You could do reporting from the chicken coop
Okay.
live.
Okay. You have just given me a mission. All right.
It would probably go viral.
Well, I have started taking video. The have taken to publish two different things. So let's just audible an aside for 7 minutes or so. And I'm being very specific so we can get to the montage because then we have a guest and then we have a completely packed 11 o'clock hour. We didn't get to really update the Senate. We saw on Yellowhammer yesterday, our partner, that we looked at funding totals for the different campaigns, where people stand. And there was for all the races, but then they also had a poll for Senate. We talked about the poll, but I really do have a genuine question. And with respect, is it going to be a problem? And listen, come at me, bro, but I'm asking you with respect. So please, can we just not lose our mind online? Okay. I'm being very serious right now. Do we really want two people from Alabama from the same area to represent us in DC? I'm just asking.
Wait, what do you?
And explain why that was so people would have a
who are you-
problem
what do
with
you
that.
mean?
So when you're in a presidential election, you try to pick a vice president that's in a state that you need to win, or that you think you can win, but you really need that influence. You do not pick somebody from your same area. It's just not done. And so when it comes to perhaps looking at the Senate race, and we have Katie Britt already there, who is from the Wiregrass
Enterprise.
Enterprise. And then we have another person in the race, Barry Moore from Enterprise. Is that smart? Is that going to affect things? Will it be lopsided based on what they support? I know they're very fair people, but I'm just asking, that's unusual. Is that normal? Is that fine? And then what else are you guys seeing and hearing? But that's the thing that's caught my attention, was I genuinely didn't realize until I checked. They're basically from the same place.
They might actually be like families live in the same neighborhood. I can't
Oh, wow.
remember, but like they are both from Enterprise. And if you think about, I think it's just human nature. You focus on what you're most familiar with and what you know the best. I don't know if it's a conscious focus, because Katie Britt and Tommy Tuberville have done some great things for Huntsville. I mean, you look at what's growing. Not so much. I mean, maybe Birmingham. I feel like Tommy Tuberville has done a lot for Birmingham, but I don't think it's great. I mean, because you represent an entire state, and you're going to have potentially two people from the same town, tiny town, same area, that know the same people, that have the same influences, that have the same talking points. Kind of, it's just the nature of what you're talking about. I don't like that idea, but maybe it's not that big of a deal.
Well, I think it was the day or two after Barry Moore entered the race. Somebody who is very high up in the I won't say, I can tell you off air who it is, but they had this exact concern about
Really?
we don't want 2 senators from the Wiregrass. They're going to have South Alabama's going to have a monopoly. They're going to get all the contracts. They're going to get all of everything, and South Alabama is going to get all of the attention, and all the rest of the state's going to be neglected. So no, it's not just us. Like, yeah, it's
Fair.
a
It's
legit concern. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think.
I didn't.
Well,
It didn't even cross my mind. And then I
Yeah.
was like, because I thought we were kind of speaking hyperbolically. Oh, they're from the same area. I mean, okay, like a couple towns apart or
Yeah.
an hour apart. You know, somebody was from Troy, somebody else was from Dothan. I didn't realize it could be the same neighborhood. Now, that could be like a family reunion, you know, and we say, all right, we're going to get together and do these things. But truly, we've got a pretty large state with a lot of needs.
Yeah.
And that's just something, everybody calm down, that caught my attention. I had no idea until a couple days ago.
Well, and think about how different. I mean, you think of like Mobile, the Wiregrass seems like a different planet compared to, in so many ways it is, in their needs and what they need from the federal government to Huntsville.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just like, you might as well be different states in some ways.
Yeah, no, I think that's fair because it is very different. I mean, if you just even go from Birmingham to Huntsville, you feel like you're in a different state because it is so different.
Yeah.
So that's just something to consider, but it may not be a big deal and it may not matter to you. The other issue is, where do things stand as far as endorsements go? I'm not paying attention to that. I mean, how are things going that way? And then how are things looking poll wise? We just, took a cursory glance at it. We just checked it out. How are things going in that regard, you guys?
Well, do we want to talk about who just endorsed Barry Moore? And
Yeah, that's what she was asking. Like,
Yeah.
do you have an update on?
well, I have Thune's statement
Okay.
when he endorsed Barry Moore, if we want to read that. He says, quote, Barry Moore has been a strong conservative voice for the people of Alabama, and I know he'll bring that same commitment as we work to pass my Rhino agenda in the Senate. Oh, excuse me, our shared Republican agenda
Stop.
in the Senate. I'm proud to endorse Barry in his race to become the next U.S. Senator from Alabama.
Okay.
So, and that's because Barry did get the endorsement from the NRSC, the National Republican Senate Committee, which is headed up by Tim Scott. And I know Tim Scott put out his endorsement as well. Barry Moore's gotten endorsed by Donald Trump, JD Vance, who else? Turning Point.
Yep.
But he's also taken $5 million in crypto money. Like, there's some weird ones in there as well that you're like, I don't know. And John Thune's endorsement, which came out, and you're like, it's kind of bad timing.
Yeah.
Like, wait a minute for that.
Yeah. Like wait a couple weeks. Like, put that out like right before the election.
But JP, do you think that helps Barry Moore? Do you think these endorsements add up? I mean, he's leading in the polls, but they've also spent $4.5 million to get his ads out there. I think Steve Marshall spent like $100,000 and Jared Hudson spent like $24,000 on advertising. So dollar per vote or per point. Do you think it's worth it?
Well, I understand why the Barry Moore campaign would want the Thune endorsement. Like, we're vying for him to go into the Senate, and the Senate leader endorses him for the party. Like, in their head, they would think that tracks, and that shows that even those in the Senate and leading the Senate want him to be a member. However, no, Thune is the rhino of all rhinos. And if you want any sort of validation or to show that we're just going to get more of the same in terms of Republican rhino establishment agenda, then yeah, you want a Thune endorsement. But like you kind of said earlier, and I'm not, I mean, there's certain things Mark Wayne that has done that I don't agree with, but Mark Wayne shows a non-politician, an outsider that is scrappy and gets up there and wears his heart on his sleeve and is a real person. And Jared Hudson gets that endorsement. That, in my opinion, at least if you're tuned into politics, that reflects a lot better than a guy who can't even, he's allowed the Democrats to shut down the government twice now and can't find a way to reopen the government. He's allowing the Democrats to do anything they want, and he's not spearheading any conservative issues, talking about John Thune, and he endorses Barry Moore. That is not a good look, in my opinion. I think that has a reverse effect, because that just shows, well, if you want more of what John Thune's doing, then you vote for Barry Moore. That's
Right.
what translates.
And if you say, no, but Barry's really a conservative, and he has been, if you look at his record, he's got, I think, a high Liberty score, then you do have to go, why did you do that? Just logically, I am the one of our group that is paying least attention to the Senate race. I just am. I don't decide until the week of the, like, literally don't. Sometimes Chris and I sit down and we're like, who are you voting for? All right, well, I'll vote for the other person. Like, we'll split it,
Yeah.
but we go in together.
It's funny.
Honest to God, that's exactly
funny.
how it goes. Meanwhile, if people call me, I'll tell them, but I'm not going to tell you on the air. But that's how Chris and I have always rolled for the past almost 30 years together. So thank you for filling me in, because I don't know. And I know people are wondering what's going on. I think it's great that polls are out, that money totals in bank accounts are out for you to see. That really matters. Endorsements matter. But endorsements don't just matter because maybe somebody's powerful, but they matter for the reason that you two were mentioning, is they indicate the way a person, they indicate approval for the person and also for the way they think that person will go. So it's
Interesting.
a both and to me. Is that
No,
reasonable?
I think I
You know, it's not just, oh, we bless him, but also we expect him to bless us back.
Yeah, I don't know. I pulled up the Markway Mullin endorsement of Jared Hudson. Jared Hudson has lived a life of service as a Navy SEAL. He puts everything on the line for this country. As a founder of Covenant Rescue Group, he's led the fight against human trafficking. As a small business owner, he understands exactly how bad politics out of Washington hurt American families. President Trump needs a real warrior who will stand firm and fight for his agenda, not John Thune. That's not in there. That's not it.
Okay.
Not another weak-kneed politician who runs at the first sign of adversity. Jared is a warrior. He's tough, mission-driven, and committed to doing what is right, not what is easy. America does not need more talkers. It needs doers. It needs warriors, and that is Jared Hudson. Jared Hudson is also, Riley Gaines is coming in to Birmingham next Tuesday to host a fundraiser for Jared Hudson. He has her endorsement, and I think those are probably the two biggest ones that Jared has received.
Sheehy endorsed.
Oh, Tim Sheehy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, I
Mhm.
forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want John Thune and Tim Scott, or
Yikes.
Tim Sheehy and Markway Mullin as your senators endorsing you?
Sheehy is also a SEAL, isn't he?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
SEAL and cauliflower ears, or Slender Man and Rick Scott, who's
I have a question.
Tim Scott.
Tim Scott, excuse me.
I have a question.
Yes, abs. You were recognized on the floor.
May I please offer a suggestion to whomever ends up in DC? Is this okay?
Deep breath.
Okay, deep breath. This is just a request from your sister in Christ. Whenever we get there, the people who are going to continue to go back are the people who continue to remember that you represent us. And so the seat is not yours. The seat is ours. And we send you there because we want you to lead and serve us, because you have leadership skills. But the thing that comes out of Washington time and time again are people who forget. And they gain a sense of entitlement. And I'm not saying this is Alabama's delegation. I am giving an umbrella account. And so I'm asking, in this contested race, would you please remember where you came from and who sent you there? From your sister in Christ.
It's a good word.
That's a good way. I think that's a good way to wrap a bow on it.
Okay.
Well,
Unless you have anything more to
yeah,
add.
I have one more thing to add based on our conversation yesterday about the negative the Steve Marshall ad, which, by the way, I'm not sure Steve Marshall has really received any. I mean, I think like the attorneys general, however you say that, associations and things like that, but I don't know of any major like federal level endorsements that he's received.
I haven't seen it.
I didn't want to leave him out, but I just don't know of any. Y'all can message in and tell me if I'm wrong. But that video that came out yesterday or a few days ago, the Steve Marshall that Club for Growth put out, was, what did we say? It was absolutely brutal. It's probably
Savage.
the most negative ad I've ever seen. It's graphic. It's literally dark.
Mm.
I mean, it's tough to watch. Like you
Yep.
get uncomfortable. And so Barry Moore, who's been endorsed by Club for Growth, they put that out. I'm curious how this goes from here, because Barry Moore, his people were the first ones to go negative. And when you go negative, everybody else starts to
That's right.
potentially go negative.
You've given permission.
You've given permission. So I'm curious to see how the next few weeks go and how this turns, because we watched the 2022 Senate race at the very end get very dirty and negative, and people were so over it. But once you start it, you better be prepared for the ball to start rolling.
Mhm.
And I'm afraid it might be. So that's going to be something we need to watch in the next few weeks.
I think we need our update music next week, JP.
What is that?
I don't know.
How about that?
How about that?
Okay, there.
Update.
Thank you. I love it. Okay, perfect. Or we can use the music that they're using for, I think, the Lowe's commercial that they used in the last year's NCAA basketball commercial. Roll up. You know that song?
Yeah.
We need that. That would be a great. Let's roll up.
Who sings it?
I don't know. It's not good.
Oh, we
Okay.
can't
I looked
play
up the lyrics and I wanted to play it. I'll find it for you,
You
in
know,
the break.
you know another song they played nonstop? It was that commercial of chocolate peanut butter cookie dough. Scoop, there it is. And there's the video of like all of them, Charles Barkley and them dancing with like the graphics of the
What are y'all foreign languagers speaking?
It was a commercial. It was like, I can't remember the first part. I just remember the chocolate peanut butter
The
cookie
cookie
dough. Scoop, there it is.
It's for
Scoop,
Reese's.
there
It's
it
for the
is.
NCAA tournament.
Is this out now?
It was last
It
year.
was last
but
year.
they played it every freaking
Like,
commercial break.
Every time. And then they played at the same time this music. I think it was a Nissan commercial during the tournament. And it was the Snoop. I think it was Snoop. Roll up. I love the song. I love it. Anyway, all right. Quickly, before we get to the 11 o'clock hour, JP, sir, the montage.
For views.
Whatever the president ultimately decides about a ground operation in Iran, all the pieces are now in the region to carry one out. And it's not just the 1,000 paratroopers. You have Marines deployed to the region, and then all the forces, the air transport, etc., that one would require to put troops on the ground.
But a ground invasion of Iran will make our country poorer and less safe. It will mean higher gas prices, higher food prices, and I'm not sure we would end up killing more terrorists than we would create.
Don't worry, Trump's got a whole new generation of thinkers lined up, including his newly confirmed Secretary of Homeland Security, Mark Wayne, Chuck Mike, Bruce Dave Mullin. Maybe Mellon's better. Before he was elected to the Senate, Mark Wayne Mullin was a low-level MMA fighter and a plumber. That's right. We have a plumber protecting us from terrorism now.
I didn't know that you thought he was a good fit for the job, because I've never seen anybody in that position with no experience in law enforcement, let alone Homeland Security.
Yeah, well, Mayorkas may have had some experience, and the border turned into an absolute disaster.
If anybody goes to Disney World with their family for spring break, or goes to a beach somewhere or anywhere on vacation, and you see one of the 535 members of Congress, take a picture and send it to us at TMZ. We want to show what they are doing at your expense.
I love it. Not a fan of TMZ, but guess what? After that, I am.
What are your thoughts, Allison, on that one? I'm curious.
On
the TMZ one.
Really? My thoughts?
Yes.
Your
I
face.
feel like this is a catch.
No,
Like, there's
I'm
like-
no.
like what?
I was genuinely curious how
Oh.
both of y'all's. Amy Beth said her reaction. I'm curious what your thoughts, because I have mixed feelings on it. But I
Okay.
was just curious.
Well, let me give you my thoughts. Yeah, I mean, really, when you're withholding funds from families that maybe don't even have food on the table, your TSA workers, but you're gonna go live it up in Palm Beach in your yacht with all your millionaire, gazillionaire friends, that is not a good look. It's like, do you remember when Ted Cruz?
Yeah.
What was
It
that?
was when the hurricane was
Oh, it was
coming
a
in.
vote.
Yes.
Yes.
And he showed up like in Mexico with his pina colada and umbrella, and you're like, what are you doing? Your state is underwater. And that's what it feels like. So I say shame, just on their heads, scoop it on.
Yeah.
Let's go.
That was my initial reaction. If you can't keep the government open and the airports are a mess because you can't do your job, but yet you get to go on vacation, yeah, you have to make them feel it. And then after I had that initial thought, I had the thought of, but like, if they're with their kids, do I want their kids to be harassed and taken pictures of? But then I kind of landed back on the spot of, that's kind of what you signed up for when you're a politician. You know, it's unfortunate, but that's how it is. But if you can't do your job, and it's been, how long has this partial government shutdown been? At least a couple of months.
49 days.
Yeah. And you get to go on vacation and TSA workers still aren't getting their paychecks. Yeah. You've got to feel the pressure somehow to get you to do your job.
I agree with you. It's like when the celebrities go, oh, it was too much. Really? Your life is in public. Number one. Number two, if you don't want to take a picture of their kids because y'all are maybe going on spring break, just take a picture of them and where you are. That's simple.
Yeah, don't harass them.
Don't harass them. Just take a picture of them. And then number three, like I said, I don't like TMZ, but I do think this is an effective use of their platform because nobody else thought to say things like this, and they'll put it out there. That's kismet right there. It works. It's meant to be. So I just keep thinking, were the founding fathers this out of touch? No. Were our leaders back in the 70s and 80s kind of out of touch? Maybe a little, but not like this. This is in your face, out of touch. Clearly, that's got to stop.
Katie Britt, shout out to Senator Britt, who was like, we shouldn't leave until this is done. Now, they did pass something, so maybe they're leaving, but it was terrible, and it defunds ICE and headed to the House. I don't know when the House is in session. I think they're actually out of session next week, and they don't plan on staying. So it's going to be weeks more of this. It is funny, though. Our friend that we've gotten to know that works for Daily Wire, she had one of the videos that was in Clown World where she was interviewing about the Trump State of the Union, but it hadn't happened yet. And all the liberals were like, it was awful.
One of the worst speeches I've ever seen.
I hate it. She has a video she's putting together that's in the airport, and she goes and she interviews people, black, white, brown, everybody. Who do you blame? And it's funny. It's like this shutdown, and TSA unites Republicans and Democrats because they're like, I blame them all.
Yeah.
Like, please just get, these people don't have, they're trying to feed their families. We're trying to get to work where we can feed our families. Like, I don't care. Take all the Republicans and Democrats down. And so it's actually been kind of funny to see that bring people together.
Yeah.
And then we have several Republican groups. I know the Federation of Republican Women is taking gift cards to the Birmingham airport.
Yes.
To TSA workers. Jared Hudson's campaign is taking lunch to TSA workers today. It's like everybody's rushing to take care of them because our legislators have to go on spring break.
Oh, darling.
A Cabo calls.
Warm up the yacht, please.
Vroom, vroom.
That's a blast from the past. That was from my childhood.
So
I made me mom's car. Vroom, vroom.
Vroom, vroom. Y'all, coming up, we have a guest, Tom Kaufman. You may know him. He writes and has written for JP. You said he's
1819.
He is a history buff, and he's going to give us some America's 250th, I about said wedding anniversary. Anniversary. Fun facts on America. We'll be back with Tom Kaufman.
Y'all have heard us talk about Inspire Advisors, how Paul Breyer and his team at Inspire Advisors will help you grow your investment portfolio while also screening out companies that don't stand for conservative Christian principles.
Paul and his team are experts on what they call biblically responsible investing. And for a limited time, they're hosting a free class that you can register for.
Check out the class and register for free at moneypatternwealth.com. It's godly, it's conservative, and it's financial freedom.
Again, go to Inspire Advisors at moneypatternwealth.com. Check them out and tell them you heard about them at Rightside Radio.
10 and 12 years because the judges wouldn't rule on them and there was no timeline for them to rule. So if they opposed the death penalty, they would have their original trial court habeas process and say, okay, we'll get you an order out. 10 years would go by and you would not have judges issuing orders. So I have seen that in the federal courts, not so much in the state courts because we elect our judges. They answer to the people. They know that in 6 years, they're going to be up for an election and they're going to have an opponent if they're not doing what essentially, and that's a hard position to play.
Yeah,
be.
yeah.
You know, my father-in-law was a judge for 20-something years. And he said, if you do your job, if when you leave, both sides are mad at you because that means that you were fair. Because one side didn't leave super happy, another side super upset, and that the public, generally speaking, half of them will like you and half of them won't if you're doing the job right.
I like that.
That's good.
We should remember that in general
truly.
in life.
Yeah, we should put that on the quote board.
You need a quote board.
We do. Like, there's so many things that have been said in here. We're like, we should probably write that down.
You need to write a book. I wish I'd started at the beginning of the campaign trail.
Writing all the stories.
A local defense attorney said, Pamela, keep a journal. I'm a writer, and I wish I could have because, it's like this. It's a
Yeah.
It's not too late.
Oh, Lord, I'd have to take forever to catch up.
You can just start today. You got plenty of time left.
Yeah.
May 19th is, the next few months are going to be insane. We're watching what's happening in Minnesota. What tools does the Attorney General's office have to combat illegal immigration and kind of keep us out of what's happening in Minneapolis?
So I've got so many things to say about that. So I don't think that people understand. Let's say, for example, law enforcement pulls over an office or pulls a car over, and they go and guy says, I don't have a driver's license, but I have my social security number. And you go back and run it, and let's say it comes up. They could be actually a foreign national. They could be here legally and could have an Alabama driver's license. You get a social security number. So you get all those things. There's a lot of tools that we need to have in place in Alabama to assist our law enforcement in attempting to combat illegal immigration. Okay. So Alabama, the AG's office can work. You're the top law enforcement officer, right? You can work with those agencies across the state, and you're working with your federal partners to identify potential areas where you believe there could be pockets of illegal immigrants. Look, I think we all agree we're not against immigration. What we want is legal immigrants to come to our state to participate. So as AG, we're going to make sure we're training our local officers to understand and identify those people that are here illegally, and also to notify federal partners. There were years, especially as DA, that you would call the feds and call the feds and call the feds. Hey, I got somebody here, And it would take forever to get somebody with ICE or an ICE hold to come and pick somebody up. And so we've seen that transition during the Trump administration to where it's a lot easier to get our federal partners to pick up people here who are here illegally. I'll never forget prosecuting a human trafficking case for somebody who was here legally, right? Yeah. And they kept saying, just let us deport him. Let us deport him. The defense attorneys did. And I said, no, I owe a duty to all the children in the world to not put him back out on the streets. And so I think as AG, you do a really good job working with law enforcement, identifying that and understanding what the tools are. Yeah, and the public's got to understand that law enforcement has a role to play. They're not the big bad boogeyman. I always find it interesting. Half the people think law enforcement's big bad boogeyman, and the other people appreciate what they do. But when these people have a problem and they call 911, who do they expect to show up? Law enforcement. Yeah. And they want them to help them.
Yeah.
And I tell people all the time, law enforcement's understaffed, underpaid, and overworked. And they are the people putting their lives on the line for us every single day. And, you see those decisions that are made spur of the moment. It's hard. It's hard to wear a badge. It's hard to make. I've seen that for almost 20 years talking to guys, and people are leaving the force. I've got local people who are leaving because it isn't worth it to them anymore to be dragged through the mud if they make the wrong decision at the wrong time or what's perceived to be the wrong decision.
Let's talk about election integrity. What are the non-negotiables for election integrity?
Well, let me tell you what I discovered over the last 2 weeks. We just indicted a gentleman in Blount County for a non-U.S. citizen voting in our elections. He had voted 9.
We're hoping you're having as great of a Friday as we are, talking about all the things.
Beep, beep.
And Allison just showed me what my favorite song is. It's Ludacris,
We're going to do
the
something.
clean
with that.
version. Roll up, get out. I don't know.
It's called Get Back.
Get back.
Get Back.
You don't know me like that.
Get Back. Beep, beep.
You don't know me like that.
We also decided that this sticker is going on a wooden spoon and it's going to be the talking stick. If we have questions, remember that from a
We
movie? I
just
think
throw
it was
it at JP.
I think it was like the movie with all the kids, and I'll have to go back and find it. Anyway, okay. Before our guest comes on, and we have a moment in history with Tom Kaufman.
This could be really interesting, y'all.
I can't wait. All right, next story.
Wait, real quick.
What?
We got some comments and texts. I feel like we
Oh,
should read.
I've missed our texters.
Yeah.
Thanks, JP.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
We do need to read some of these.
Yeah.
John from Minor.
Hey,
What up,
John.
John.
He said, I'm a plumber. And this is his text. He said, those soft A people don't understand how hard we are. He says they talk jive from a safe distance.
Jimmy Kimmel and the Rhinos.
Lisa from Huntsville.
Lisa.
She said, when I went to UA, there was a fabulous mansion on the road to Lake Tuscaloosa. Funny, it belonged to a plumber named Lloyd Wood. It was as pretty as the president's mansion. Jimmy Kimmel was a tool.
Nice.
Lisa.
We're going to have to go check out that plumber's mansion. Next time I go back to
You
T-Town.
make fun at your own risk, Jimmy Kimmel. You are so clueless.
Brad from Crimestone said,
Thanks to everyone.
yeah, we need
We need to
know
remember
that.
it's
Yeah.
been weird.
We forget.
Yeah.
And we can anyway. Thank you. Now we know the topics you love and want to talk about, and we're gonna do that. All right.
He says, you know what John Thune rhymes with? Poltroon. Just saying.
Oh, I gotta look up what a poltroon is.
Brad is too smart for his own good.
Hey Siri,
How do you spell that?
what is a
Poltroon.
poltroon?
P-O-L.
Poltroon.
Oh, Brad. Poltroon is an old-fashioned word for a coward. It refers to a person who is characterized by complete cowardice or a lack of courage. This is my new favorite word.
All right, we got an hour. Whoever can use the word poltroon the most, I will buy you a Monster and you a Pikes with extra cream.
Thank you.
Wait, that
Noted.
means I'm losing.
I'll buy you a oat milk brown. Do you want oat milk or just brown sugar
It's whole-
cortado?
whole
milk.
milk. Okay.
My other
I know both
my
of y'all
daughter
Starbucks
does oat
orders now,
Bet.
like off the rip.
Okay. All right, let's go.
I have
Bet.
water and candy in my car, by the way. Just remember,
Sweet.
it's probably melted by now. It's chocolate.
We should probably run out and get the candy.
Shoot. Okay.
Brad from Crimestone also says, come on now, it's got to be, quote, gets my goat for the alliteration. Get my cow and get my sheep, therefore it just don't work.
Brad. Thank you.
Brad, if you need to be humbled, call Brad.
Yeah. He says also, fact check, Kimmel got his start in, quote, win Ben Stein's money. The Man Show didn't happen for another 2 to 3 years. In related news, Kimmel's Man Show co-host Adam Carolla probably wouldn't share Kimmel's view on Mullin. Carolla is a somewhat libertarian these days. Perhaps he's always been. He says he was definitely 180 degrees out of phase
Yeah.
with crying Kimmel on COVID. And then he also says one more, talking about the Steve Marshall ad. He said that ad was so negative you'd think Wes Allen ran it.
That's good. That's good. That was real good.
Brad. Okay. We need to remember to get to the text line.
It's the shift from radio.
Yeah,
Been
it's been
different and
hard.
weird, so we apologize, but we see y'all's texts and we appreciate the engagement.
Yeah.
So I guess we can just remember at the end of the hour or beginning of the hour to get to our text line. So thank you for sticking with it. I mean, seriously, guys, thank you for sticking with us. Truly.
That's
Truly. Y'all make our day.
funny. That
Cool.
That might have been my favorite segment today.
Oh, man, that's good. All right.
Brad from Crimestone said that, by the way.
Yeah, they said it.
Yeah.
We were just having a conversation. They were responding to the conversation.
Do we have time real quickly to talk about well, we have two more montage topics, but one is troops on the ground, which rolls in with what Jared and I watched the other night.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
a PBS show and it was called Frontline, and it was a GoPro cameraman who was embedded with a Ukrainian squad as they were fighting on the front lines with Russia. You would have thought it was World War I,
Yep.
like the warfare inhumane in 2026. I could not believe it. It was like mud, trench warfare, shooting into caves, enemy lines. I mean, it was so archaic in the way they were fighting. The communication was lacking. It's almost like they took a group of 10, 21-year-old boys, dropped them in the middle of the woods and said, good luck.
Yep.
And I started thinking, I'm like, number one, with all the money we spent and sent to Ukraine, and this is the way we're fighting, they are fighting. Money obviously didn't make it to their military. That's all I'm going to say about that. If that's what boots on the ground in Iran looks like, this is terrifying because it is a weird terrain. It really scared me.
Yeah. No,
because it's not going to be the quick, precise Maduro, you know, in and out.
Yeah, it is trench warfare, added the drones in this. So essentially it is in trenches, fighting, hiding, and then a drone pretty much flying around and sees if they can find anybody in the trench. And when they do, they just nosedive. And that is the war. It is World War I, and then add drones into it. It's really, and one of the craziest videos I've ever seen was from that. A journalist was alongside Russian troops and was documenting the footage, and they were doing whatever, and a Ukrainian drone found them and started to, chase them down. They all had to run into the back of a pickup truck.
Okay.
And we're driving down the road and we're trying to escape it. The drone was chasing after them, and the drone hits a power line and crashes down. And the reaction from these like 10 guys in the bed of a pickup truck that are like, we're going to live. It was euphoric, screaming, crying. It just gets you a glimpse into what they go through every day. You could be doing nothing wrong and fighting, and a drone from hundreds of feet up just finds you, and that's your day,
I had no idea.
It's worth the watch. Because you think if you just fuzzied it a little bit and muted the colors, you would think it was from, the way back.
Could I ask a question? Oh, excuse
yes. Me. Meemaw, you are recognized.
Thank you. Why are they still doing that?
Talking about in
Ukraine?
It's a great question.
I have no answer.
The real answer is the only way to end it is to accept the lines as is, and Russia gained the whole Donbass, and that it pretty much admits defeat from the West, and we're not going to do that.
We aren't going to do that, but that's at our own risk. And on another day, we could ask Tom Kaufman about this, but isn't it that Russia had this land and they've been fighting back and forth over this since 963? Like literally 963, not 1963. So again, Iran, 2,500 years worth of fighters. We're dealing with Russia and Ukraine. Russia sees it as theirs from 963. What are we funding? I'm just asking.
It's their Gaza Strip.
It's good. So, okay. Well, we're going to watch it then.
Yeah.
We're going to check it out.
it just was shocking because we actually I haven't seen before a ton of footage like on the news of the Ukraine-Russian war. And that was the first time I had really seen kind of what it looked like. And it was mortifying considering President Trump is thinking about sending 10,000 more of the 5,000 troops that are already there. And you're like, I hope we have a better plan than whatever we're seeing that the U.S. is subsidizing in Ukraine. It was, I'll get I think it was PBS called Frontline, but I'll make sure and let you know. Do we have our guest, JP?
We do have our guest.
Oh, this is great.
Are we phone or video?
We are phone.
Well, look, it's
Hey,
Tom
Tom
Kaufman
Kaufman.
with a bell.
Hello.
How are you?
Good morning.
Morning. We have a picture of you on our live stream and you're standing in front of a bell. What is that? Which bell is that? What does it say? Let's see.
It depends on which city.
Yeah, I'll just say when I looked up pictures, there was many pictures of Tom with bells.
So
I'll
he
have to
doesn't
look
know
up
which
and,
bell
yeah.
that is. Well,
I think that's the one in Tuskegee, which actually that bell was, if it's, let's see, have real long hair. I've got
Yeah.
yes.
So this was the
And you got a flashlight.
the church bell at St. Mary's on the Highlands Episcopal Church is where this
Oh,
is.
yes, indeed. Yes, that was the one. Yes, that was and very nice. The article and yeah, that was a very nice event and I thought a great story. So yes, that was St. Mary's.
So you're our
And,
history
yeah.
buff and know all things, and you're very passionate about. There is another bell in Alabama that, or are we talking
It's the
Liberty
Liberty
Bell,
Bell.
like
The
Liberty Bell?
The Liberty Bell.
Tell us what you know about the Liberty Bell.
About the Liberty Bell, sure. And by the way, thank you so much for having me. It's I really appreciate it more than you know. And but yes, if it's okay to share just a little, my interest in bells started at 2 years old. It really was. I was 2, and I saw the bell being hung, or I should say, carried into our church steeple at then it was called the Beverly United Methodist Church in West End in Birmingham. And that made such a deep impression on me. And from that point in time, bells were a fascination. And so whenever my mom would drive us downtown in Birmingham, I was always looking up at the steeples and wondering, could I see the bell or how could I get up there? And so fast forward to now, I had always been so interested in the Liberty Bell. And I remember reading a book. The author's first name was Natalie, and it was a children's book. And that was how I think the interest in the Liberty Bell started. And that was around age 7 or 8, somewhere in there. And but it wasn't until I was 60 that I got to see the Liberty Bell. I had never been able to see it in the course of my life. I'd been through Philadelphia as a young man, 30. I think I was 32 or 33 at the time, but I never got to go into the city and see the history. So this idea for the book came after my first book. My first book is titled Historic Alabama Bells, and it was written for the bicentennial, and I was very grateful it made the bicentennial bookshelf. And afterwards, I think I saw a ceremony online about the Liberty Bell, and it was being struck with mallets, and that's where the idea came from to think about the Liberty Bell. But actually, I wanted to write about all of the bells in Philadelphia that rang during upon the proclamation of the Declaration of Independence. And I thought, well, I'll just, I'll cover the Liberty Bell while I'm doing this, and I will give it, fair coverage. But when I began doing my research, I found that there were so many things about the Liberty Bell that were just inaccurate and actually wrong. So many stories have been circulating for years about the bell, and I don't think that the greater public really understands. That I don't have an explanation for why, but that's the condition right now. That's the situation. But the thing that really struck me the most when I was doing my research is I discovered that the National Park Service has an official position that the bell did not ring when our country was born. And my research uncovered overwhelming evidence that it did. And so I'm very passionate about wanting to set the record straight. And I appreciate this opportunity to try to explain that. And I can explain it in my book, which is called Independence Bells of Philadelphia. I go into great detail about why this is not sustainable as a premise. But I can give you the shorthand version, which I will. Does anyone have questions, or did you want me to continue?
Well, I've got a quick question, Tom. This is Amy Beth. What,
Yeah.
you know, your interest is in bells. We notice bells, hear bells. What does the ringing of a bell represent? Why does it matter? Because it's been significant to our history and history of countries around the world, but what does it represent?
Oh, that's a great question. I believe that bells are ordained by God, because all things that are created are by His inspiration when He inspires men to do it, and bells carry an office, and that's why they're meaningful to us, and that they are very how can I say? If you think about it, bells announce events, they make proclamations, they make music. Bells are rung when couples get married. Bells are tolled when people die. Bells are sounded for alarms. You could go on and on and on. There is something that, if I could use the term Gestalt psychology, which it again in shorthand means we basically understand it. We understand bells. We don't have to read up about it, but when we hear a bell, we know that it's significant. And so, if that's an answer to your question, that's the best answer I think I can give.
Yes, it does.
And that's a great question. Yes. And so, with respect to the Liberty Bell, which at the time was known as the State House Bell, there's so much history about it. I don't know if many people know. When it came ashore in Philadelphia, it cracked upon its first testing. I think they just pulled the clapper and it fractured. So they had to recast it. And of course, the famous inscription on the side of it, Pat by Pass and Stowe, they were the two foundrymen in Philadelphia that cast the bell. And the sound of the bell was not satisfactory the first time, so they had to, it actually was in the steeple, they had to bring it down and recast it again. And in the meantime, there was a second bell that was ordered from the foundry in England, which is the famous Whitechapel Bell Foundry, which cast Big Ben in Parliament.
Yeah.
So yes, the history is so multi-layered. It's just amazing and fascinating. I promise I'll keep on the subject, but I had a chance to climb the Christ Church in Philadelphia, and they still have the original bells that rang during the Revolution. And it didn't occur to me until afterwards, after I got my pictures, that any one of those bells is what the Liberty Bell looked like when it first came ashore. It had a different shape and form. And the inscription on it, on the ones in Christchurch, it said, by Lester and Pack, 1754. And they're
Oh dear.
but it's all this is so fascinating and amazing. But the Liberty Bell, through the years, especially during the centennial of our nation, many people, many scholars wrote about the State House bell and wrote about the story of it ringing during the event following the proclamation of the Declaration in the State House yard in Philadelphia. The Declaration was read by Colonel John Nixon. The account says he was very stout and had a heavy voice, so his voice carried, and he read it from an observatory. Believe it or not, I wonder why they had an observatory in the State House yard in Philadelphia, but that's where he read it from. And then upon the conclusion of him reading, the city exploded in celebration. I mean, there were cannons firing, bells ringing, all that. The account by John Adams says the bells in the city rang and chimers chimed into the night. And so it was a tremendous celebration. But fast forward to our time, I think that was the traditional story for a long time. And then in recent years, it seems that they changed the narrative to say that it did not ring, and they were basing it upon accounts that the steeple was in a bad way, it was decaying, and also that two prominent diarists of that particular time period did not record the State House bell ringing, which I think is lame. Diarists can write about what they had for breakfast. I mean, I'm not trying to put down having a diary or anything, but that they didn't mention that, to me, is not really that significant. The accounts that were written in 1876 and later, earlier and later than that, are overwhelming that the bell did ring. But just going to the comment about the steeple was noticed to be needing repairs around 1772, was noted in the minutes of the assembly at that time. But the bell was rung in 1775 for a victory against the British, a year before the Declaration was proclaimed. And then the tower remained on the State House until 1781, at which time the tower was dismantled. They finally got around to dismantling the tower, and it was quite an ordeal to dismantle the tower. And this and the Liberty Bell, State House bell then, was lowered into the brick portion of the tower. So they went to a lot of grunting and straining in 1781 to dismantle a tower that obviously needed repair. They declared it unsafe, but it still held the bell, and the bell at that time was not hung within the cupola itself. It had always been in a heavy timber frame, independent of the tower.
Tom, we have to go to a break, but I will say,
sure.
I'm going to do some more research on this. Thank you so much for joining us. But everything I've known about the Liberty Bell up until now, I learned from the movie National Treasure. So we will check in on that and follow on your story. But thank you for being here today. I think we're going to do some periodic history lessons on America's 250th anniversary. And you were the first of those. So thank you for being here. We appreciate it.
You're so kind. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here with you.
Have a good day.
You.
We'll be right back.
JP here with Rightside. I need to remind you that Inspire Advisors is one of our sponsors, and they are doing amazing work. We know this audience, and you're the kind of folks who believe in standing up for your principles and being good stewards of your resources. What if the companies you're invested in don't reflect your values at all? That's why you need to meet Paul Breyer and his team at Inspire Advisors. Inspire Advisors, they are experts in the field of biblically responsible investing. They can help you grow your bottom line while also being proud of what companies you invest in. Inspire Advisors, you got to go check them out. Here's their website, www.moneypatternwealth.com, and tell them you heard about it on Rightside Radio.
Did you know that when you go to a restaurant, everybody, and I've kind of had this debate on social media lately, if I take someone down to register them, voter, not me, just let's say, your sister goes, she moves to Alabama, she goes down to register. A photo ID is not required to register as long as you have a driver's license or you have a social security number. Well, let's stop for a second. People who are here legally, foreign nationals get a social security number and they get a driver's license number. As long as you put that driver's license number on it and it verifies as a valid license, you're on the voting rolls. Now let's take a foreign national. He never had to show his driver's license. Had he been required to show his driver's license, at the top it says FN driver's license, foreign national. Okay, he's now on our voting rolls or our voting list. He goes down to vote, and this is what's happening. Presents his foreign national driver's license. And let me stop and say, poll workers are angels from God. You have to sit there 14 hours.
Yep.
You can't leave, can't come back, type situation. We have polling pads. You scan your driver's license. A foreign national license will shoot up an error message. All the poll worker will do is take that license, confirm he's on that list, and give him a ballot, him or her a ballot. Okay, now, that's a problem. There's a presumption if you're on that voting list that you are a U.S. citizen. Okay. I hand you a foreign national license. They may go, well, now this is a foreign national license, but you can say, well, I got citizenship since I had my license made. There are so many holes, and it's scary, And look, there was a long time I thought some of this was rhetoric. Oh, we're talking about, that's a problem. And people say, oh, well, Pamela, it was only one vote in Blount County. Well, if you look at that Gunnersville mayor's race this past summer, it was a tie vote. If you look at that Senate race down in Auburn several years ago, it was determined by one vote. And I think it just goes to show one vote matters. You have so many people in the state and the country is like, I'm not going to vote. My vote doesn't count. It didn't matter. It does. And if we allow non-U.S. citizens to vote in our election, it's canceling out the legal votes that are out there. So that's a big issue that's got to be fixed. Is we've got to get the legislature to require that you provide some type of photo identification. Because here's the thing, I've dealt with identity theft cases years. What stops somebody from just getting somebody's driver's license number, going down there, putting it on the paper and getting on our voting list when they're not here legally? So I think that is a problem, but I think it's an easy fix.
So in addition to that, are there any other safeguards that you would want to implement to?
Yeah, I don't think it ever hurts to audit our elections. Okay. And let me just say this. I get audited by the public examiners. I've been audited 4 times since I've been DA. And all that is checking to make sure you're doing what's right. I've never worried about an audit. I've had 4 perfect audits because I'm like, I ain't doing anything wrong. I don't care. I think it's important that we do audit our different ballots to make sure it's working. I've talked to my guys who set the machines up several times. I'm like, tell me how that works. That's the conversation I wanted to have. And they tell me there's no way those are connected to the internet, this and that. But we all know that machines are fallible, and you just got to make sure they're working correctly. It all works right until it doesn't.
Yeah.
It's so
right.
true.
So let's talk about the office. How does the AG use the departments within the state government to serve the people of Alabama well?
Okay. Let's talk about, you got criminal appeals, you got capital litigation, you've got public corruption, you've got the trial division, the civil division. So every different division within that office serves a purpose or role. First of all, over half of the employees that work in there handle a criminal aspect in the state. That's why I think it's so important that you have someone with experience in criminal law. General Marshall was a DA before he became Attorney General. I think that's why he has been successful, as he had run an office. He understood that, and he could focus on some of those outside things federal overreach because he had a really good grasp on the criminal aspect of it. Every criminal appeal, every trial that's tried, conviction that's made, the appeal is handled through the Alabama Attorney General's office. That's the biggest division that handles that. Your capital lit division, your violent crimes. Capital lit's our death penalty cases. I mean, we're talking about taking somebody's life. I'm the only candidate in this race that's ever stood in front of a jury and said, I want you to put this man to death for beating this 18-month-old child to death and letting him lay there. So I think it's important.
Welcome back. We've solved all the world's problems in that break. Did you? I'm Amy Beth. She's Allison. He's JP. It's the right side. You're in the right place at the right time. You are part of the Right Side Nation. Here's what we're going to do. Political talk.
Sorry, real quick. Time out. You've really hit on something with that. I got to give you props.
Thanks.
Right place, right time, right side nation. Yeah.
It's caffeine.
She said Right Side Mafia today. Really like
yes.
that one.
I noticed that too.
When I was younger, and I know we're going to finish our political talk, we're going to do JP on sports, and then we're going to do Clown World. And we've already had great conversations during the 10 o'clock hour. This is so funny. As an adopted kid, you kind of get to make up your story of origin. And I said that I had to be adopted out because my family was in the mafia.
Really?
I said that. It's not true.
Okay.
But in second grade with my friend
Italian.
Bobby
That
Hold
makes
It.
sense.
Hey, Bobby. Bobby listens to us in North Alabama. Hey, Bobby. We would sit at lunch in the old school cafeteria. And I was like, well, they had to adopt me out because they were in the mafia. And it was unsafe. I mean, literally made crap up.
My uncle was Tony Soprano. Ever heard of him?
So yeah, I did. I that's what made me think of the Right Side Mafia. Who knows?
I like it.
You know? All right. So wrapping up our political conversation for a few minutes here. What else? Deploying troops. We covered TMZ sending pics. We've covered what a tool Jimmy Kimmel is. And what a winner Tim Burchett is. Then the last thing is, am I right? It's deploying troops in that conversation.
Yeah, and actually, I'll segue this. We included Matt Gaetz and his comments at CPAC, which, by the way, CPAC is going on. I didn't even know.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
I thought that was old, but that
Let's
was
go next year. Let's go to CPAC next year and get a booth.
Which it's interesting whenever you have big events like that, like AmFest, Turning Points events, it's always interesting to get a pulse on how the conservative movement is right now. And from what I've seen from CPAC, it is blown.
Not good.
It feels like, and I'm not there obviously, but everything I've seen from CPAC, it's like the air has just been completely taken out of the conservative movements. So because of the Iranian war right now, I should have included this clip in the montage, but there was a younger kid, probably early 20s, and he was being interviewed by CNN actually at CPAC, and he said, all my friends from high school, when in 2016 that were big Trump supporters because we thought he was awesome, we thought he was cool. He was like, all of my friends hate him now. And that's just how it is. Like, that's the conservative pulse right now. It is defeated. And he also said, oh, we're going to get destroyed in the midterms. That's just the current pulse of the movement. But it is because of the current Iranian war. Like that. I mean, it's a bunch of other stuff. The Epstein files were big. I remember AmFest happened right in the middle of that. And I remember the whole room being so divided and polarized because of the Epstein files. So that was kind of the original split. But I feel like the Iranian war and how long it's dragging on, and now we're leaning towards, I saw a report, I think the Pentagon is considering, because the 82nd Airborne got orders to go out there, and they're already considering, like, I think the number was 10,000 extra troops to deploy out there. It's like it's going further and further down the rabbit trail and further down the rabbit trail. And I just feel like the vibe right now from the GOP and conservatives is just like, what's the point? But I only say that to say, the Iranian war, I think, is the biggest contributor to that right now.
And, you know, all it would take, and this is where we really miss Charlie Kirk, because he disagreed with the whole Iran situation.
He went to the White House and lobbied against it.
Yeah, you see clips of him in the past. However, he had the ability to unite. And we lack somebody like that. So there's space for uniters to remind us what we do agree upon. And in the absence of that, in that vacuum, despair has come in and filled the room. And I don't know how we get it back unless we have other young men and women who say, guys, like Scott Pressler, this is where we agree. This is what we're fighting for. And this is what we have to do, in spite of completely disagreeing or slightly disagreeing or whatever you feel about the war. Those are the things that we could do to help ourselves. But when defeat comes in, like, just wave the white flag then. Just tell the Democrat. See, the problem is if we get destroyed and then we move in the direction of a major lib becoming president after Trump, we're in huge trouble because they're already talking about arrests. They're already talking about what they're going to do, and it's not good. So we need to have a longer term view of what's going on than just the last couple of weeks. And that's hard to do. Easier said than done.
Do y'all think that Trump and maybe even Congress have given up? It feels that way.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like they're like, I mean, we see the writing on the wall. There's nothing we can do. Some of Trump's actions right now are just weird. I don't know.
I think a lot of them have given up. I think a lot of them deliberately got it to this point. And when I say a lot of them, I mean a lot of leadership in the GOP, a lot of staffers in the White House, a lot of advisors in the White House, like Susie Wiles and such. This is their doing. And I think the few good ones, if you want to, say it that way, in Congress or in the administration that were so fired up to do the right thing and were just shoved in the corner and trampled over to just have sort of the GOP of old. It's really the only way I know how to explain it. I think they're probably really demoralized right now. And by the way, when we talk about this, there's this like false dichotomy of if you're not encouraging or supporting the Republicans, then you're a Democrat and a liberal. I hope we can get it across that sometimes you need to hold the Republican Party accountable for not being conservative enough.
Yes.
And not being to the right enough. And I think some people, maybe not as deep into politics as we are, they casually keep up. They think that Trump is the far right and the Trump administration is the far right, always right, conservative, and sometimes they're just not. And right now, I just feel like it's the GOP of old. It's the early 2000 George Bush GOP right now. And that's not what Trump supporters voted for. And that's what we're trying to relay is mass deportations, housing crisis. Those were the things, no foreign wars. Those were the things the GOP and Trump administration ran on, and check off the list of all the things that aren't happening. And it's all of those. So that's where our frustration is coming from. It's holding our side accountable of we're not doing what we said we would do. And that's the frustrating aspect of it. And I think that's just what leading to the disaster right now. And the midterms are right around the corner. But also I'll add this one piece. There may be some in the administration that are trying to backtrack and straddle the fence to save the midterms because they maybe started down the path and it got bumpy and hard. And then they looked at the midterm polling and tried to go back and now nothing got done. We're fence straddling, I think that may be part of it too.
Yeah, I agree. And I think we can do both. I think we can hold them accountable, but also remind ourselves about where let's do it all, which perhaps is a role for our show. Is to do both.
Yeah, here's the thing. I'm sitting here listening to us talk about this, and Congress, the House and the Senate, and almost the White House, they have filibustered and voted or not voted their way into absolute irrelevance to me and to a lot of people. I mean, they have accomplished, the Republicans continuously accomplish nothing when they have the power. Nobody really cares. Like nobody's listening to nobody cares anymore. They have proven that they are irrelevant, they are incapable, they are inept in general. There are a few up there that are still really fighting, but they don't get anywhere. And so they think they're all important, like everybody pays attention and cares about us. They don't.
Yeah.
They really don't. What they care about is their state legislature, their governor, their school board, their county commissioners, their HOAs. But DC is totally irrelevant, and everybody knows it. Unless you're in leadership, and unless leadership turns around, nothing's going to change. And you will just, it's really sad because it is not. We talk about the 250th anniversary of America. That is not the way this was intended. It was supposed to be a fierce place of debate and what is best for the American people. You're still protecting sex traffickers. You're not releasing your hush fund, slush fund, sexual assault victim list and where that money's gone. You're paying to keep ICE off. I mean, everybody's just negotiating to destroy America, and we all see through it. And so you have like really voted yourself or not voted for the things that would keep you in relevance. We're done.
Yeah.
That's my word for this Friday.
It's good.
Any other thoughts, Abs, on that?
I think she said it all.
Yeah.
She said enough.
Clock it.
Guys, you can't make me start doing, because then if I say that around my guy friends, they're gonna be like, "What the what is wrong with you?"
It's these two old women I work with. They could be your mom.
That's different than the little claps.
Yeah,
right?
this is
Middle
not the castanets that you play in church. You only use one finger. Clock it.
Well, it's like the scene from SpongeBob with Mr. Krabs, like, "Oh, boo-hoo, let me play you a song on the world's smallest violin."
I love Mr. Krabs.
JP, we need that on the soundboard. Okay, is it time? Is it time, JP? JP on force!
It is that time.
All
Which,
right,
by the
Here we
way,
go. Assume the posture.
I don't know if y'all noticed, I showed up in my basketball school shirt.
Can't hear you. Oh, we can't hear you.
Roll
Breaker,
Tide.
breaker.
My lucky hat that we won last week with.
Roll Tide.
We'll get to
With
that.
a little bit of weed.
Courtesy of Auburn.
Okay, real quick.
It's fresh. We're Cal College.
You know what's funny is
Fresh from the farm.
after last game, when we were towards the end, on the bench, one of our players, I don't know if he actually said it, somebody caught it on video, but he said to another guy on our team, he goes, "It was the weed." That's what his lips said, because we blew them out, and he was like, "It was the weed."
That's funny. Okay. That's
Well,
funny.
this story is crazy, and I'm going to explain why it's so indicative about the current state of college athletics. Will Wade being back at LSU is I don't even know how else to describe it. And
Hold.
go ahead.
Who the pray tell is Will Wade?
Oh, he is a biscuit.
So let
JP?
let me lay the story here to explain
Is
why.
he a coach or a player?
He's a coach.
Okay.
So
Who's a player?
in 2019, I actually
I like that.
around that time, LSU was
You
one
did.
of the premier programs in SEC basketball. They were constantly competitive, constantly one of the top teams in the SEC. Well, Will Wade gets caught up in a massive investigation for illegal recruiting, paying players. It was like a Bruce Pearl at Tennessee
Okay.
sort of
You
situation.
had to go ahead.
That-
go there.
That's the only way
Go
to
there.
compare it to. Okay?
I get it. Okay.
It
fair,
was
fair,
it was
fair.
that level of messed up, and he had to go to McNeese State. He was almost ostracized from the NCAA and Power 5 because of what he did at LSU. It was that bad. I remember actually when the investigation started, Alabama students came to the games in FBI jackets because of the investigation. It was a big deal. Like when it happened and he got, proved to did what he did, it was like, this guy can't even be in Power 5 anymore. Like it was that bad. He had to go to McNeese State. He turned them into, a good program. And over time,
Yeah. Aren't they in the tournament?
well, they are now. He left last year
Okay.
and went to NC State, back in the Power 5 after, doing his time, whatever, at McNeese State. Well, he does well at NC State. And now after all of that, after all of the embarrassment of what Will Wade brought upon LSU, he left the program with sanctions, crippling sanctions, left the program in shambles because of what he did at LSU. LSU has now rehired Will Wade to be their head coach as of yesterday.
Can you imagine that combo, Will Wade and Lane Kiffin?
Can you show me a picture of Will Wade?
He looks like
Does-
like the dad in Rick and Morty, actually. But
Rick and Morty.
so here's why this is so crazy. What this says is that just a couple of years ago, five or 6 years ago, what had you ostracized from a program, ostracized from the NCAA essentially, is now what everybody does with NIL, with recruiting. And so it's like what you did then is now completely acceptable and now legal. This is Will Wade.
Biscuit.
Oh, he doesn't look like he'd be that fabulous.
He's a phenomenal recruiter. He's a great basketball coach. But like I said, the reason this is such a big story is the current state of college sports and how far down the rabbit trail we've gone within 5 or 6 years. Will Wade's good. Everything that had you completely ostracized is now so legal and common that, yeah, we'll just bring you back because what you did then was fine now. It's actually common now. It is the way college sports operates now, which is so sick, in my opinion, because I think there's a way to pay players the right way. But if an FBI investigation and NCAA investigation into Will Wade is just common now that you can bring him back after what he did to your program is just insane.
All hell was unleashed when NIL was introduced. And you thought for a while that coaches who were trying to rein it in would rein it in. But it got worse. We always know there was cash under the table. We always know there were just some super conniving AAU teams. Like some of it is very dirty. We were blessed and played for a good team with an honest reputation because they are. But you look at these coaches and the restraint, they say women in a culture are the restraining factors in a culture in the absence of strong male leadership. Coaches were the restraining factor in basketball. And now they've indulged doing the same things the kids are doing. I pray to God that some kind of oversight is given because it is off the rails. It is a dumpster fire. And is he going to be even more disliked than he already was? Probably. I mean, who's the guy? He's the modern day, even though this guy was a player, he's the modern day Christian Laettner of coaching. Fair?
That's fair.
I remember him. Yeah, LSU's like your football coach and your basketball coach. Winners.
Yeah, I'll say this. I'll add this first. What's funny is he was just saying the day before in a press conference about how he was staying around at NC State and wasn't headed anywhere. And then, of course, the next day he's at LSU. It's like when Tommy Tuberville at Ole Miss said, the only way I'm leaving out of here is in a pine box. And then the next day he was at Auburn.
Yeah.
So I get it. That's just the way college sports is. But I don't know. It's the perfect story. Like if I could tell a perfect story of how depraved and messed up college athletics is right now. It's like this guy, you got caught doing something so bad and disgusting, which, okay, when I say that, obviously these things happened in isolation, singular incidents where people did things that were wrong, but to the level that Will Wade did it is like, you don't have any spot in college athletics right now, And just within 7 years or so, we were at the point where it's like, yeah, well, if you're not doing what Will Wade did, are you even trying to win? It's actually required for you to do what Will Wade did. And if you're LSU and somebody did that to your program and left it the spot they left it in, and college sports is in such a bad spot that you have to bring that guy back because that guy was so good at doing what was illegal then. Now it's so common. It's like, you're fired. You have destroyed this program out. And now it's like, we actually need you back. It's just sad,
Probably is thanks to Bruce Pearl for stepping up and being the first to make it after scandal and normalize.
But he did it well.
He did it with gusto.
He did.
Can I say this
with
too?
his shirt off.
Not only Bruce Pearl at Tennessee, but Jeremy Pruitt with the McDonald's bags of cash.
Oh, at Tennessee.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
We led the way.
I knew somebody who was one of those players.
Really?
Yeah. He I won't say who it is, okay, but it was a friend in high school.
That's not hard to research.
Well, he didn't go to my high school.
Oh,
he went to a different high school.
Okay.
But I remember when he was a freshman, he was good, but like he had a lot of room to grow. And I remember he randomly got his first offer, Tennessee. And we were all like, where the heck did that come from? Tennessee? Well, the Jeremy Pruitt thing happens. And then coincidentally, all of the Tennessee posts from his page went bye-bye. And all of that went under the rug. The Tennessee thing like never happened. I believe he was one of the players that maybe got a McDonald's bag of cash. Yeah.
Holy
But he wasn't even that
cow.
good.
No, he was good. But like
Okay.
it was really early in and he had no offers yet. And
Yeah.
it's like, oh, Tennessee. I'm like, what?
That's
Where?
it. I'm going with Tennessee.
Mhm.
Yeah, but it's funny.
And it wasn't because of the beautiful orange.
Or the positioning of a stadium on the river.
But that is, yeah, you're right.
That is pretty awesome.
McDonald's
So a bag of cash.
wins.
That's like the old days at the State House.
Yeah, I prefer those days.
I
Let's
like
bring
those
them
days.
back.
Just put the little metal box on your desk. Just be out in the open with it.
And then we'll end JP on sports with just a reminder: the Tide plays the Sweet 16 tonight against the number 1 seed, Michigan. I'm very worried. This game, if we play like we did against Texas Tech, we'll win by like 5. If we play like our worst, or play like our floor has been most of the year, it could be a 30-point defeat. So we'll see. I'm going in expecting not much. However, keeping in mind the best case scenario could be good.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like the Purdue game last night. Like, this is the good stuff. This is what everybody's tuning in for. So I hope it's really close.
Who won that game?
Purdue.
Purdue by 2.
On a last second tip in.
Last second tip in.
It was unbelievable. It didn't even look like when he went up, it was going to go in. He just,
Oh,
the poor, who were they playing? I don't even remember.
Texas. It was an 11 seed.
Well, I'm boiler up. So
Also, I'll just say this. We have a potential Alabama Tennessee Elite 8 coming up.
we're going to have to wear colors and stuff.
It'll be the most toxic Elite 8 in the tournament.
Yes, let's go.
Wow.
Roll up.
Ten-
Gosh, here she goes. Here she goes.
Tennessee plays Iowa State tonight. If
See.
Bama and Tennessee win tonight, we get a Bama Tennessee Elite 8.
That'd be fun. I don't care who you are.
That would be a lot of fun.
We'd have to go to the bar and watch that game, you guys. Like,
Where are
I've
they
never
playing?
said that in my whole life.
Where would they play that?
Chicago.
Well,
Roll up.
could we make it?
I don't know when the game would be. Oh, it'd be
We could
Sunday.
make it.
It'd
There's
be
a,
so
there's
fun.
a
It'd be
nonstop.
Sunday.
Hey, there's a nonstop
And we won't die there.
on Southwest. There's a nonstop. We've got JP. He knows MMA.
I wonder how much tickets are.
I bet Chris Shaver he'd go with us as our bodyguard.
Be so much fun.
It would be a lot of fun.
Would Chris cheer for Tennessee? No, there's no
No,
way.
he wouldn't.
No,
He's
there's
an
no way.
Alabama. He's like old school 8-year-old Chris
That would
Shaver,
be fun.
Alabama. His whole family, Auburn. I'm wherever my kids go to school that year, and so I'm an Auburn fan this year. But
For-
Alabama too, because see, I'm a latte. I can go either way. I can do both.
Only if a team has orange will I cheer for it.
Yeah.
Blech.
Anyways,
It looked terrible. Hey, Auburn did win.
Auburn's in the NIT Final Four, if that means anything.
It does. They didn't quit, and I'm impressed.
We are popping off.
JP,
Yes.
Clock it.
who brought us JP on Sports?
Well, every week, JPL Sports is brought to you by Inspire Advisors. If you want to go check out Paul Breyer and his team at Inspire Advisors, they are experts in what is called biblically responsible investing, where they make sure your portfolio is not investing in companies that are against your Christian values, pro-abortion, pro-LGBTQ. You don't want any of that. You want to grow your bottom line while also being in line with your values. So go check out Paul Breyer and his team at Inspire Advisors. Their website is moneypatternwealth.com. That's www.moneypatternwealth.com. Check out Paul Breyer and Inspire Advisors today and see what they can do for you.
It's like you've done that before.
Oh, 1 or 2 times. Not reading a script either.
Paul is awesome.
He is.
He's so funny. He's an engineer, but he's a funny one,
Yeah.
he's a hoot.
which is kind of the funniest people, the ones you don't expect.
Mhm.
Oh, shoot. I almost took the table out. Sorry. Guys, well,
It's that time of the week.
it is. Just real quickly, are y'all doing anything fun this weekend?
We're watching basketball.
I have no idea.
and working in the
actually.
yard.
Okay, that's fun.
It's going to be super fun. We've got to kill our azaleas and remove them. They're really old. Like they're spindly. They
What
look
do you
like
mean? You have to kill. What,
we got to
Is that yeah?
with an
kill?
axe.
I kill you.
I kill you.
But is that something that you have to do
I'm going to help.
often? I've
No.
never.
No,
Okay.
they're just like 25-year-old azaleas that have gotten real spindly. And see, my
Can you
husband
not,
for
like trim them.
Allison, they've been trimmed. But let's just say halfway through the spring season, my husband usually gets tired of paying for the water. So he just doesn't
Oh.
water the plants. It's time they got to go.
Hatchet
All right, I
them?
know. Yeah. So
Hatchet.
anyway, I don't want to. Sorry, that was too long because I know we want to do Clown World. Are y'all doing fun things?
Oh, we have Clown World?
yes.
Yeah. That's
Wait,
why I said
thought
we
it
have that
was
time of the
like-
week.
I thought it was Would You Rather. So I was
No.
just okay. Gosh, y'all tell me we have these things.
Okay, let's go.
I'm
Okay.
excited about this one.
Mayor Chow, what do you think about ICE coming to Toronto?
ICE have no place in this city. Toronto is about to welcome thousands and thousands of families because of FIFA World Cup, where everyone belongs, everyone's welcome. So stay out, ICE. We do not need you here.
That doesn't make sense.
I am Arya Anna Miller, a beloved daughter of a God who loves you and me with an all-encompassing and everlasting love. We are called to be visible and to trust and to believe that all are made in the image of this God of love. And if that's true, then God is transgender.
I beg your pardon?
Especially, you say you care about the students, but half of you are not sure what gender is. Especially transgender. I know the lawyer said transsexual earlier. That's not the correct term. It's transgender. I'm a transgender woman. My pronouns are she, her, and I will only accept those pronouns. I will not be addressed any other way. And in the workspace, I'm protected by that.
Stop it. Get some help.
Yeah, dude, I said I wanted a mullet, and this is what the barber gave me. I don't think this is a mullet.
Look sick, my lord. Maybe they didn't hear you correctly. How many shillings did you pay for that? Did you specify which century you wanted them on?
That is unsafe for, I'm going to say it, Black women specifically. We are naturally curvier. Now you're telling me, because, okay, I'm larger. There's going to be a woman who has a big butt, who has larger thighs, and they're going to say that she's too big to be in that seat when she's not. So for the people who are fat phobic, who are just like, it's unfair, but just buy another seat, especially if you're a Black woman, y'all need to understand that this does not only affect us, it's going to start affecting more than you know.
Lose some weight, Heisenberg.
So is she advocating for Black women, fat Black women, to have preference over, like,
So-
they're more, they should have,
They're
what is-
more
what
glitter?
is that
She
about?
didn't specify the policy in the video, but what she's talking about is Delta's new policy that if you're a certain size, you have to buy 2 seats on the plane.
Okay.
And she was having a fit about that, about how you should be allowed, even as a fat person, and that Black women are typically bigger, that they should not have to buy 2 seats. They should be able to sit just in one.
Listen.
And it was racist, of course.
So there aren't fat white people.
No, apparently not.
In part of the
No.
video, she said, look at our ancestors. Black women are genetically going to be curvier and thicker and bigger.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
they're curvy white women. Okay.
All right. Mullet man.
Lord Farquaad.
Lord Farquaad.
That was so
That
funny.
was good.
Did you specify what century you wanted your mullets from?
Did they hear ye? Hear ye?
That's good.
It was really funny. But with
Oh.
the tranny stuff, like, it's so tired. You're a dude in a tank top,
An ill-fitting tank top, by the way.
with
purple hair.
Can we not just please let's move on to at least something else? It can be as crazy and as stupid, but let's just move on to something different, right?
Right. My favorite was the Toronto mayor. ICE is not allowed in this city. Well, no dip. You're not an American city.
I just was shocked she was Canadian, and that was showing my bigotry or my racism. But she she talk like this, and she is like, she's clearly Chinese, but she's the mayor of
Toronto.
That kind of threw me off.
She's oot and a boot.
Well, how would a Chinese Asian say oot and a boot?
Sorry.
Tuba fe oot and a boot.
Let's go before
We need to go
we're
now.
Totally canceled as it is. Y'all have a great weekend. War roll balls. I don't know. Go Michigan.
Oh gosh, it's even worse than go balls.
I know it is bad. We will see y'all Monday on the right side.